Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Realtylife podcast. This week, normally we'd be coming live, but we're having some huge technical difficulties with Facebook Live connecting through our...
Oh, that's not our only technical difficulty.
It sure is not.
We'll just leave that one out there like that.
And in all fairness, I have taken on the role of the tech guy. And I'm not perfect, and I've made a couple of little foibles here, but hey, that is what it is. And
we are recording.
We're officially recording for sure. Yeah. I clicked the record button earlier, but apparently
but really didn't click the record button.
It did, but it didn't. It made
the computer
to the cloud or to this computer, and I just wanted to record.
Hey,
our first caller on our live show. This is great.
Oh, this is gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
I'll take this. You go ahead.
All right. So just FYI, when you call our office line at the 235-9022 number, it does ring both of our cell phones and our office phones.
Hey, you'll be really happy to know that Google just verified our business listing.
We're so
Everybody,
excited.
it's important.
Your Google business line is not connected. But we get that call about 4 times a day on our cell phones, and it's just ridiculous. So anyway, yeah. So real quick update on the kitten, the kittens. We have 2 beautiful little kittens, and they really need a home of cat people that are prepared to take care of the little things. If you know anybody that is looking for to take on a couple of beautiful little kittens, please let me know. We'd like to keep them together and make them happy. Also, just a quick insight on what COVID is doing to like local performances. Actually, not local, just everywhere. Performers everywhere, singers, choirs, quartets, choruses. Every single singer and musician and band member and orchestra person and local theater, and none of us have been able to do anything for the last 2 months. And what's crazy is that the latest and greatest from all of I'm in the choral world more often than not. They're saying it might take another year before they feel like it would be safe for people to come together and sing. We love, I don't know, because we're all together.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
The NFL's playing a season, and I heard baseball, but we can't sing together?
I don't know. It's pretty crazy in my opinion. I hope it doesn't come to that, because quite honestly, you're going to have a whole segment of the population that will literally go crazy if they have no outlet for their music, and quite honestly,
such as the gentleman sitting across from me.
Such as me, he don't want me to go crazy. But yeah, it's really weird. Like
I saw these cute little girls singing on Facebook the other day. That was pretty precious.
So either we're gonna have to figure out a solution that makes everybody happy, or we're just gonna have to just.
We'll have
throw caution to the wind.
Zoom concerts,
Yeah, I can't imagine.
Several hundred people.
Be good.
All of you singing independently from your home computer, right?
And trying the virtual choir and the millisecond delays.
That would be horrible. That'd be horrible.
So what's new with you, Noel?
Yellowstone. Yellowstone is a television series, Amazon Prime, that I was introduced to. So one of the things I frequently have talked to many people about during this whole thing is, what shows are you watching? So this is a new show for me. I've seen several others, but this is great. Kevin Costner is the patriarch of the Yellowstone Button Ranch, billionaire cattle family, and it's a little bit like Dallas, just in Yellowstone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like old school Dallas, like 1980s.
Yeah.
What was the other one?
There was a bunch.
No, there was Dallas and one other one that was
Falcon Crest.
That's it.
There was another one, Dynasty.
Oh.
Dynasty. Okay. John Forsythe and
and Fantasy Island, right?
Well, that's not.
I'm just kidding.
But I love Fantasy Island. Why does everybody know that? That's the first thing they go to. What? I liked Ricardo Monteblanc.
Right?
Monteblanc.
Yeah.
Welcome to Fantasy Island. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's
That and
great.
the
I
Love Boat, those
rented,
two.
actually purchased Hobbs and Shaw, which was fun.
Yep.
That was enjoyable. And by the way, folks, Xbox. If you have an Xbox and you need support,
Call Noel.
no, don't. You have to go through the same misery I did. But I did get my Xbox up and running again. It wasn't connecting to my network for
crazy.
yeah. It was crazy. It was a long time.
Well, hey, listen. In the interest of time, we have because of our delays this afternoon, we have our guest waiting to join us here, and in the queue we have the lovely and awesome Sarah Plowman. All right.
Sure.
Technical difficulties overcome, at least this one. Finally got Sarah Plowman plugged in and ready to go. Hey, everybody, this is Sarah. Say hi.
Hello. Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now, yeah.
We can. The question is, can anybody else? That's what we won't know until later.
Correct.
I like my headset too. It makes me feel like Han Solo in the Millennium Falcon. I need to change to the cockpit background.
Yeah, maybe.
For that, yeah.
I
if I'm going to wear
friend,
this thing,
I brought my friend Chewbacca today because Sarah was bringing a friend, so I figured I'd bring one.
Better.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you don't even know. You don't watch movies. You don't get to have influence or not influence. What's the word I'm thinking of? Input. Thank you.
You don't get an opinion.
You don't get an opinion. We haven't given it to you yet. So Sarah is our wonderful escrow title rep that comes around and makes sure we continue to use her company versus the next one. So Sarah, tell the general populace here about your baby. What is that thing you're holding in your arms?
So I have a 7-week-old son. Here I can see if
7 weeks.
7 weeks already. He just woke up from a nap, so he's extra pleasant.
Oh yes, look at him go.
Yes, he's 7 weeks old as of yesterday. So he was born on March 24th, and he's our first and possibly only child.
Yeah, kids.
That'll change in 6 months.
That's what we think.
I'm really gonna have to forget everything for the last year for him to have a sibling.
You just get numb after a bit, and you forget all that stuff.
He's got puppies and stuff, so he's good. You don't have to.
Yeah, we've got quite a bit of animals here. He's got lots of friends.
Yeah.
Good.
And they don't talk back, so.
Or do they?
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
So that's what's new in my life.
That
Cool.
is
Congratulations.
awesome. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Super excited.
Thanks for sharing a little Seth with us.
So
Yeah.
Sarah, as a title and escrow representative, what can you tell us about title and escrow? What do you do? What's your role in the real estate process?
So my official job is customer service, and I basically help agents, lenders throughout the escrow process, make their transition a little bit easier using our company rather than another. That's my role within the company of escrow.
And what about escrow in general? What do you guys do in the process of a real estate transaction?
So for us, what we do is we're the people we're basically all of the information that goes through your lender, through your real estate agent, filters through us, and we are the ones that actually do the transfer of title, clear up any liens that are on title, and change title from seller to buyer. That's
And,
pretty quickly what we do.
ensure
That's the big part
process,
of it.
right?
We ensure
Yeah.
that the process is there. Your buyers are getting a clean, clear title when they take possession of the property.
Right. Very good.
So we ensure an insurance policy for that.
Yeah. So a lot of times people think of escrow more as a timeline, but there's a lot more involved in the escrow process, right?
Totally. Sometimes it can be quick. It can be a couple of days, a week, 10 days. Sometimes it can take, 6 months, a year. We've had escrows longer than that.
Yeah.
So it's all kind of dependent on the property, the type of property, and the parties involved.
That's awesome. What other things were you thinking of, Noel?
Well, what's this COVID stuff done to the escrow process? What have you guys had to overcome? What kind of challenges has it presented?
So as of right now, it's a developing situation that we are kind of facing day by day. A lot of our employees are working remotely. Our office is currently closed to the public for the safety of our customers and our employees. And we're doing all of our funds are deposited via wire money transfer. So those are kind of some of the steps that we're taking in order to protect our customers, our agents, our lenders, and ultimately, and our employees as well. So we're still open. We're still, working through this. We're here for everyone. But it's definitely a developing situation day by day.
So you mentioned the wiring of funds, including closing funds, but earnest money deposits and things like that.
Correct.
That's been something that's developed quite a bit over the last several years anyway. Back in the day, we used to collect earnest money deposits, and we would have to put them into a trust account, then transfer them over to you guys when we got the opportunity to do that. But now it's only via wire, so we don't keep those trust accounts anymore. We don't have to do that. But we've got a big disclosure, our wire fraud disclosure. What's happened with wire fraud, and what are we doing to prevent it? How's this affecting you guys?
Right. So with the COVID-19 and everything's being deposited via wire money transfers, that poses an even greater risk for wire fraud. And that's been really a hot topic lately with our industry because of advancing technology. There are people out there that are ghosting emails, and they are, pretending to be an escrow officer or pretending to be a real estate agent professional, and they are intercepting these wire deposits. And so it's something that we are really trying hard as a company to educate our agents, our lenders, the people that we work with, our customers, to really be vigilant in, making sure that doesn't happen to you. So some of the things that we do in order to ensure that this doesn't happen is we're encouraging all customers to call and verify before sending funds. Call your escrow officer, call your agent, and let them know that you're sending money via, wire deposit, and let them know to be on the lookout for that before you send it.
I think it's really important that an agent tells the client who their escrow officer is, what their
100%.
escrow officer's phone number is, where their office is, because listen, anybody can answer the phone and say they're Susie's.
Exactly.
Tells a lot from Old Republic Title, and if they reach out and call you, or they give you a phone number on a fake email and you're responding to that, they've just circumvented the whole process. So we've got to be really careful from the get-go that information, that the correct information
Absolutely.
is getting to them.
I really love it when agents provide us with their seller and their buyer's contact information, their emails, their phone numbers, and then really stay on top of it with the transaction every step of the way, because that's how we're going to prevent these these fraudulent people taking, intercepting these wires.
Yeah.
So just staying involved is a huge part of it. And notifying your bank, letting your bank know that, okay, I'm sending money. It should be going to X, Y, and Z account. Can you please call, the other bank, the receiving bank, and let them know that they're expecting this wire transfer. Just staying on top of it is a huge, huge thing that they can do just from home, just over the phone.
Yeah.
Keep your email transactions to a minimum.
Exactly. We don't want to scare people away from the wire fund process, right?
No, absolutely not.
It's a very secure, fast way of getting money and funds from one place to another, right?
Well,
Absolutely.
and the reality
It's the
is,
quickest
it's
way.
the only way for us to do it now. That's it.
And
Because they can't drop off a check to the office.
Yep.
This is the only way we've got to do it.
Yeah.
So we've got to be careful.
Right.
And people need to protect themselves. So don't be scared. I don't walk around the neighborhood scared, but I do walk around the neighborhood aware. And that's all we're saying.
Yep.
Make sure
Totally.
you're thinking about these things in a three-dimensional way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when you are planning on wiring money, just make sure that you confirm that the wiring instructions you have received are accurate and correct, and then proceed.
Yep.
Exactly.
Well, Sarah, thanks so much for taking a couple minutes of your day and sharing Seth with us.
Yeah.
Go ahead, hold him up. Hold him up like
Let's
Simba.
Oh no. That would
require.
We're waking
know how
up.
All right, buddy.
Keep this singing to somebody else, buddy.
Well, do you know the
I don't
lyrics?
know the words either.
Okay,
That's why I didn't sing it.
Bye, Seth. Bye, Sarah.
All right. Thank you guys.
Thank
Bye,
you so
take
much.
care.
Talk to you later.
Hey, Noel.
Hey.
So you talked about the show Yellowstone earlier, and you mentioned a big grizzly bear, right?
Yeah, that was exciting.
Was it like big like Chewbacca big or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, yeah, maybe bigger.
Wow.
Maybe
Okay.
bigger. He was
Like
quite
massive.
intimidating.
So what do bears eat?
Berries?
Bears eat fish, right?
Yeah,
In,
fish.
in Alaska, what's their favorite fish?
Salmon.
Do you like salmon?
My mother calls it salmon.
Salmon.
It's salmon.
Okay. So, do you want to share something about salmon with the audience?
Oh, you're fishing. Did you get that? See how that come across? Okay. Well, so I master classes, right?
Yeah.
Golly, this guy is kind of. I'm watching his technique on his salmon.
Okay.
Because I do this like to get a crispy skin. I like the skin. I don't necessarily eat the skin, but cooking salmon with the skin on, the flavor is much, much richer.
Sure.
But people have tough time getting the skin crispy, and they're always talking about patting it dry and leaving it out. You don't want to really leave it out. Room temperature is about what you want to do. But so he's taking the salmon and he's taking his knife and he's pressing against, going with the grain of the scale, right? And pressing down on that ever so, not slightly, but with a firm hand, but gentle, not to hurt the fish. And you pull it up, and all the moisture, you're pulling all the moisture out of the skin. It's depressing. So when you pull up your knife, you'll see all this water and stuff like that. That's really great. And then I'm olive oil, salt, and pepper, and I'm right in the skillet.
Mm-hmm.
And that salmon skin gets really, really crispy. And then I finish it in the oven for just a few minutes. Might pull it out and baste it a little bit. But it's really, really great salmon. So that's a trick. Drag your knife across your salmon skin.
You're talking on the outside of the salmon.
On the skin, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The inside, you can't. There's no skin on the inside.
Well, when I was imagining you actually like filleting the fish and pulling out, like leaving behind a lot of the oil and moisture, I don't know. So
yeah,
cool.
It's already a fillet, but if you did fillet yourself, you'd still take that and extra.
Yeah.
But hey, let's talk a little real estate mumbo jumbo,
Yes.
because that's
Real estate mumbo jumbo.
that's what we're here. You know, that's what we're experts at. As much as I like to cook,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty good. Pretty good. So we work with a lot of investors. And I know there's a lot of people out there. In fact, almost everybody seems to have seen Flip or Flop,
Yep.
right? So let's
Flip or
talk.
Flop, or there's like a dozen shows
Oh, there-
out there now,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Everybody's,
flipping Vegas, blah, blah, blah.
all kinds of stuff.
What makes a flip a flop?
Ooh, I don't think they ever answered that question.
They
In
never
the show.
really
In
do.
fact, I don't remember. There's only a handful of actual flops that they actually show.
No, that's usually the drama lies within the uncovering of the mystery of the house.
Yep.
And yeah, I've seen a couple where they certainly didn't get the money they want. I love the way that they kind of have this haphazard. That's my videos or my podcast language. They're kind of nonchalant about the most important thing, and they're guessing their value at the
Right.
end of the show, right? Just before they
Yeah.
go on the market. So this is what will make a flop. Okay, you don't guess your value at the end. You need to know your value up front. So you're actually reverse engineering this.
Absolutely. So, just to give you guys a really good education on the process of buying an investment property, right? You always start with the after repaired value. You'll see it as an ARV. A lot of times, an investor worksheet will have the ARV on it. That's the after repaired value. And what you do is you're basically looking for the most likely exit price if you were to sell this home after it's fixed up, right? Whether it's a rental or an actual flip property where you're going to sell it quick for a profit, the ARV is where you start, right? Because if the property is not going to be worth enough on the backside, then it's not worth it to buy it in the beginning.
Right, because that's the reverse engineering. So I know it's going to be, for round numbers, like 400. I know I can estimate how many dollars per square foot are going to be a rehab budget.
Mm-hmm.
Guesstimate that it's going to be, $25, $23 a square foot, and it's 2,000 square foot. You have a good idea of what a rehab budget should be.
Yep.
And then you know what your offer price. Then you build in your profit.
Yep.
Right. And then you know what your offer price ought to be. So that's the general formula going into that. Now that repair budget, you get to refine that.
Absolutely.
As you go and do your investigations. Hopefully it doesn't turn out to be a lot more, but during your investigations, you can certainly say, I need to renegotiate that purchase price, and you may end up dropping out of the deal because you find more things wrong with it.
Exactly.
But this is how you want to do that. So
we're for instance, like if during your inspection period, which can be modified, by the way, the default for a 30-day escrow is 17 days. So let's just say during the first 17 days you do your pest inspection, and it comes back that there is a major infestation, and it needs to be tented. Well, that might be a $5,000 to $10,000 repair bill that you're on the hook for if you buy this property, and that may throw your margins of profit out the door, so you're out, right? And all you've invested.
Well, you walk away or you
Yeah.
renegotiate, right?
Exactly.
You go back and say, hey, Mr. Seller, I can't offer you X. It's going to be X minus $10,000 now.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. So what's great about work with us is that we've done this a bunch of times. I don't know how many times we've helped investors buy flips and rentals, whether it's multi-units or single family, whatever it is. We crunch the numbers, we find the deals, and we help them to secure these properties they make money on. So
And I think probably the biggest mistake I see investors make is that they get overly conservative. And I can see when we have an exit value and we are 100% sure of that exit value,
Yeah.
right? Because it's very clear. You've got 3 like comps, 4 like comps within a quarter mile, and they're all screaming the exit's 400. We're going to be able to say it's 400 because your house after repairs should be as nice as those,
Yeah,
you know,
better.
are arguably better,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Because it's going to be like a new house.
Yeah.
So you can feel very confident in that number. And a lot of investors will be, well, I like to be conservative. Well, you like to be conservative because you're trying to make more profit, right? But if you already have calculated for the profit,
Yep.
and aside from your, so they can, that sense of maybe greediness can really work against you, and you end up missing out on an opportunity. I know you don't want to go backwards and you don't want to take risk, but if the numbers are there. Now, if we came to you and said, it's tough, there's not a lot of sales close by, and there's not a lot of sales of houses this size, right? It's hard to comp out. Then that conservative nature is going to be warranted, and certainly you want to be more careful.
Yeah. And listen, for years and years and years, I was the go-to guy for the banks. They'd send me orders to evaluate homes in their portfolio and provide them with that ARV or with the current market value, right? And so I've literally done tens of thousands of valuation reports in my career as a real estate in real estate, and I do it in my sleep. And I'm very, very, very confident about the evaluation process and all that. So,
and you'll be the first one to say, "Hey, Mr. Investor,
yeah.
I can make a case for this,
Absolutely,
but I'm not 1,000% sure that that's your best number." So
yeah,
so being a little conservative, coming in $5,000 less than that, right, and building that your equation based on a little bit lower number makes sense. And that's what you want to do in order to, because listen, there's a lot of investors out there. They're all looking for the same properties you are. You better sharpen your pencil and be well informed and use a good agent that's going to not only be able to evaluate that for you, but honestly, are they going to do the marketing, the high level marketing and stuff like that to make sure you're getting top dollar?
exactly. So listen, whether you're looking to expand your own portfolio, maybe you've got a retirement problem. You've already got your IRA set up. You've got money invested in stocks or in mutual funds or whatever. Everybody says, not everybody, you'll hear it often that it's really important to diversify. Well, what does that mean? We can tell you all about utilizing real estate as the main or the best way for you to secure your money and your future and provide your current cash flow. What's beautiful about real estate is when you buy, let's just say, for instance, you buy a single family detached home as a rental property. Well, that rental property, when you buy it, it's growing in value in 2 different directions, like this, okay?
Right.
Because year after year, going back 30, 40 years, even longer, we can track a 5% annual increase in value for residential real estate, okay?
Right, with only sporadic minor hiccups. It's so largely predictable.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So over the long haul, the life of a home, the life of you owning a home, you can estimate you're going to make 5% a year.
So next week we're going to go into we're going to have a please tune in next week, and we're really sorry this tech issues were what they were today, and we hope this gets out to a lot of people and everyone is able to enjoy it. But next week we've got solar.
Yep, we have Chris Moran, one of the owners of Solar Negotiators and Solar Maintenance Pros.
So we're going to talk about some of the real values to solar and what some of the perceived risks are and stuff like that, and what that means to you as a homeowner, as far as building wealth and saving money and all the great things that solar has to offer. We're also going to talk about the have and hold principles and how to make yourself a millionaire.
Absolutely.
Through rental properties.
Absolutely. We got all the secrets. Working on containers and all the secrets.
So make sure you tune in. That is going to be on the May 20th, 2020. And we will be at 1 o'clock.
That's right.
But
one way or another, there's another service we're going to be checking out maybe next week called StreamYard. And it may be a better way for us to do this show much more safe and secure every week for you, and make sure that we are actually live, which is our goal and our intent. So
reach out to us if you need anything. KF Home Sales Team at Quality First Real Estate here in Clovis, 96 Shaw Avenue.
Yeah, check out our website.
232.
Check out our website, kfhomesales.com. You can reach us anytime at 235-9022.
You can email us at kfhomesales@gmail.com.
That's it. All right, guys. Well, hey, thank you so much for tuning in, watching our video, and we love some feedback. And if you have any questions, topic ideas, whatever you got, throw them our way.
Yeah.
We love.
Let's tackle it. Let's figure it out. Let's tackle it together.
All right. All right. Take care, everybody.
See you, everybody.
Peace out.
Bye now.